We have seen recently Vijay Sethupath's son is being unnecessarily, I feel very sad about it. And I don't think he deserves it. But there is a flag. According to me, nepotism is something wherein you pull away opportunities from others. Creating an opportunity for somebody is not nepotism.
Yeah.
But pulling away from someone who's more deserving is nepotism.
In the morning, I could see after the first shot, everyone on the set was looking at me, okay, this guy is confident, not bad, not bad. The same people in the night, everyone is looking at me like, when is he going to finish? It's time, why is it not coming? Kanakela sir, gnabagam but it went for a long time.
Sir, I have not sat for any of my script sessions or dialogue sessions or rehearsal sessions or creatively. I have never been involved in any movie as much as I have been involved in Rudra's film.
You said, I look confident on screen. I have a big problem. The moment you say cut, I become very conscious. I say, did I do it right? Because in that moment, I do it, but I say, did I do it right? Has it come out well? So obviously, for the first shot that I did, I was alone in the frame. It was just me saying hi and just being, you go wait there, I'll come there. But the second shot itself was me, Vishnu Karna, Mishkin sir. So in the second shot itself, my entire confidence was, it went like that.
Because he used to come back home and crib about the production not giving them stuff on time or this and that. So when he came into production, now he started talking the other way around.
Directors are giving last minute.
Directors are giving last minute requirements. Things are not being placed on time. And I said, now do you understand? Nobody is right, nobody is wrong.
Darling, mobile உலகின் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார்.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
பாரம்பரியமான சுவையான புது அறிமுகம் KTV True Value Bronatile.
Hello, Vishnu Vishal and Rudra.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
So we're continuing the previous conversation. So, unga brother what first of all your cousins.
Yeah.
And what is the age difference between you both?
12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
So when you always looked up to him?
Obviously, always. I always say this, I was his first fan.
Okay.
Everyone became his fan after watching films.
Okay,
I was his first fan.
Okay, so when you saw Vanilla Kabaddi Kudi, enna nenachika?
That was one of the biggest moments of my life. I still remember, and I've watched the film a lot of times. I mean, obviously it was the first, so I watched it around 19-20 times in theaters itself. And every single time I would cry and I would hug him. I would come back home because in the end the hero dies and I go, oh, and I would come and I would hug him. So yeah, that was a great feeling. I think kind of inexpressible in words.
Yeah, so the other important thing is, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, he had to struggle, right? You are getting to debut in a very, like a good way. It's almost like he's helping you do the things that did not happen to him. How does that make you feel?
First of all, it makes me feel really lucky. It makes me feel that I always thank God that something has worked in my favor. And like you said, I've seen his struggles. I've seen my father's struggles. Even today, sometimes he'll put on these old scenes where he's somewhere in the background, just go rewind it, and there's something in his eyes where
Your father?
Yeah, my father.
The films he acted in.
The films he acted in as in one scene or something, so he would be somewhere in the background.
Can you mention some of those films?
I think there was this film called Gardish.
Gardish.
Yeah,
Gardish.
Priyadarshan film.
Yeah. Priyadarshan sir made it. So there
Jackie
he's...
Shroff.
Yeah, so he's just in one shot where he's driving an ambulance. So he just crosses and he's looking out. Some murder is happening outside and he's looking. So he always goes there. It's a 5-second fleeting shot. He'll just pause, rewind, watch it again. So if you go in my house, on my YouTube channel, Gardish is always on top because he would just search it and just keep seeing that scene and again.
With Rajni sir, Phool Bane Angare.
Yeah.
So what happened was, my dad knew people, I told some producers.
Airport.
So at the airport, so they were all Tamil producers and they were doing Hindi films.
Yeah.
At that time. So when they
That
asked
was a K.C. Bokadia film though.
Yeah, that's also. I'm talking about the connections were all from there. So some producers put him on to other films. Some producer put him on to Tamil directors who were doing Tamil films, and didn't click. So some put him on to Hindi because he just wanted to act.
Yeah.
And he has done a small role. I mean, one scene in that with Rajni sir also.
Lovely.
Yeah, and also, I mean, these are very personal people who have always, like my dad and him, I've always looked up to them. And then when I would, as a child, want to somewhere see myself as an actor, want to watch films and want to work in this, I would be like, oh, this looks like it's a very tough job because the people I am idealizing are all kind of, they have the sadness in them. Right now, you must have seen, during those struggle, I could see that there is some sadness. I wasn't able to place it because I was also pretty young. But I could see it's something very tough. So now that things are finally happening for me, I'm really glad. And to be honest, as a 6th standard, 7th standard child, when Vella Kapadi Kulu, did well and it came out, and something in me was like, okay, maybe the universe is working for us. It's right, because I've always wanted to become an actor. So I was like, maybe it was a very childish thing to say, maybe, but I thought it was that, universe is kind of opening some doors for me, or it felt like a moon, like you never touched the moon. Certainly the moon felt like it was a little closer. So yeah, now I'm really, really happy I've got this platform. But again, along with this platform comes a huge responsibility. And so I always had this process of, I was very clear I want to become an actor, but I didn't know how to do or where to begin, where to go. So that time Karthi sir's experience came in really handy, because he was an assistant director to Mani sir. And I really wanted to become an actor, but I had no clue how. And although he was into films, I wasn't really very involved in the filmmaking process as much, or go to shootings. That wasn't a lot that I did. So after college, I worked as an assistant director to Murugadas sir to get an idea of how films are made, and what are the creative aspects involved in making a film, and how you place a scene. And I learned a lot about certain aspects like screenplay writing, framing, how a scene is choreographed. If you take like the second scene and put it as the 10th scene, what impact it gives. So creative aspects I learned a lot, and it was a good journey of 1.5 years. And Murugadas sir also really sweetly.
எந்த படத்துல ஒர்க் பண்ணீங்க?
Darbar Padathala I worked on throughout the film as an assistant director. So he would, gradually he also increased my responsibilities. He would first give me a little bit of, right, like he said, when I came in, there was this, he's Vishnu's brother, he's an IPS officer's son, would he work? So he would give me work slowly. Like he would give me a responsibility, see, parala panta. So then he'll increase. So by the end of it, I was all over the place. I was running for the censor, I was running for this thing, which gave me that confidence. Okay, parala. I mean, this is a nice thing. So I got involved in the process so much. I started having this inclination towards direction also. Like I wanted to make a script. I started writing scripts for myself and for him. Like I would imagine how he would do it, and I would like write scripts. So at the time COVID hit, and obviously then I was waiting. There was nothing going on. Nothing. FIR itself, we were somewhere in the middle, and it was stopped. So then he called me and he advised me, because during those COVID times I was writing scripts, because we had a lot of time at hand. So he advised me saying, why are you kind of, distracting from where you wanted to go? You are learning all of this to become an actor. You know the creative aspects of it now to an extent, which is good, which is required for an actor. You've seen my journey as an actor. You've seen what, as an actor, what you need, a few basics, if not. So why not do production? I think it will be really helpful for you, because you need to learn all aspects of it. You need to understand what, now you know how to create a scene, like how to frame a scene, but how to bring in the juniors, how to have that environment, where you arrange for the camera, who do you have to talk. So there's a lot involved in it. So then after that, initially I was a little hesitant, because I was like, no, creative aspects are more important and all that. But then I kind of, just believed in his, and because he's talking out of experience, and the intention is always to help me get to where I am. So I thought it's better to go, and I worked in FIR and Galatta, which gave me a lot of experience in how a film is made from a producer's point of view. So after this entire thing, I was like, okay, now let's start, and let's think let's find scripts, and let's go through that process, which already he was alternatively doing,
So
like
what I told
parallelly.
him was, when you were in the direction team, what did you think? Because you used to come back home and crib about the production not giving them stuff on time, or this and that. So when he came into production, now he started talking the other way around.
Directors are giving last minute.
Directors are giving last minute requirements. Things are not being placed on time. And I said, now do you understand? Nobody is right, nobody is wrong. So everybody have their own set of issues, problems, and the third perception comes from an actor. Now you know who is a producer. Now you know who is a director. How do they function? Now you know your responsibility towards both of them.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure, as an actor, you never trouble both of them unnecessarily.
Right. But why should an actor know about framing? How does it help?
So basically, like framing, in the sense you're talking, lensing or framing. So lensing, framing come on the same.
So
same
let's say,
umbrella.
so for example, like the typical thing that happens is the director has this, like, and whether it's writer, director, or director, they have the scene, and the cinematographer says, okay, how do we stage this scene? So they use
Correct.
ADs or something like that.
Correct.
Say,
Stage it.
then according to that, the lighting is done.
Yes.
All that is done. Then you come in and
Correct.
understand what it is and
Correct.
replicate it.
Correct.
So how does that process help you?
So, sir, basically, as an actor, like you said just before our, I think, cameras were on, you just told him about how he was not conscious about his hands.
Yeah, I told. Yeah, you.
Yes.
One of the, just let me clarify
Yeah.
that. One of the things I liked about your performance is that you seemed very confident. Like again, like it's not like everything was nailed, but there was an ease. ஒரு like I didn't feel you were like சில பேர் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் படத்துல வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி எங்க பார்க்கறது ஒரு மாதிரி டியர் இன் ஹெட்லைட்ஸ் மாதிரி இருக்கும். அது உங்ககிட்ட இல்ல.
Thank you so
And I
much.
think that's
So that framing, sir, helps us to understand where should we bring our hand in. இப்போ வைடில் இருந்ததுன்னா கை வச்சு நடிக்கலாம். நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் க்ளோஸ் போயிட்டீங்கன்னா கையே தெரிலனா அந்த கை ரொம்ப மேலே கொண்டு வந்துட்டா கூட பிரச்சனை தான். நீங்கள் ஆக்சுவல் வைடில் இங்கே தான் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க. ஸோ வாட் ஐ ஆஸ்க் மை டைரக்டர்ஸ் இஸ் ஹவ் ஆர் யூ கோயிங் டு டூ ஷார்ட் டிவிஷன் ஃபார் திஸ் சீன்? கேன் யூ ஜஸ்ட் டெல் மீ தட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்? பிகாஸ் நான் ஷார்ட் டு ஷார்ட் பொறுத்து தான் நடிப்பேன். இப்போ நீங்கள் க்ளோஸ் வர போகிறீங்கன்னா, இந்த டயலாக் பேசும்போது க்ளோஸ் வர போகிறீங்கன்னா, அப்போ என் கை வந்து முன்னாடி டயலாகில் ஓரளவுக்கு நான் மேலே வச்சுப்பேன். இப்படி தான் இட் ஹெல்ப்ஸ் மீ. பிகாஸ் யூ சி ரஜினி சார், த பெஸ்ட் பார்ட் அபவுட் ஐம் அ பிக் ஃபேன் ஆஃப் ரஜினி சார், கை இங்கே வச்சு பண்ணுவார், ஃபேஸ் கிட்ட தான் எப்பவுமே வச்சு பண்ணுவார். ஸோ அவர் வைட்லேயும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே தான் இருப்பார், க்ளோஸ்லேயும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபேஸ் கிட்ட. ஏன்னா என்ன ஆனாலும் அவர் கை இருக்கும் ஃப்ரேமில். Every actor has his own uniqueness, you know that. And I think the staging, the shot division, the framing will all help me as an actor to understand how am I going to perform using my body language, using my hands, using my eye movements. Because me as an actor, I'm a very poor wide. When you keep wide for me, I literally don't know what to do. Full wide I'm talking about. But the moment you come closer to my face, I'm a very confident actor. It's the other way around for many. So I request my directors, for any good emotion, please come close. Don't go wide. See, that is my strength. And I think this is where the staging requires what scene, how. As a director, he might have visualized something. So when I come into that scene, they've already prepared. And then I tell them, why not for this particular shot, I change the staging a little and give suggestion. If they like the suggestion, they work on it. So as an actor, this is why the framing, the staging, the lensing is all important to understand which scene, which shot, which emotion, how are you going to convey to the audience. That's what I told him. I said, it's not about acting. It's about acting according to the camera. That is where cinema differs from the rest. Camera பொறுத்து தான் நீ நடிக்கணும். நீ பாட்டுக்கு நடிச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, அந்த பர்டிகுலர் ஆங்கிளோ அந்த பர்டிகுலர் லென்சிங்கில் நீ நடிச்சது கேப்சரே ஆகலைன்னா என்ன யூஸ்?
ஸோ நீங்கள் நடித்த ஃபஸ்ட்டு சீன் என்ன?
செகண்ட் ஹாஃப் முடிச்சுட்டு ஒரு சீன் வரும். எல்லாரும் என் சித்தப்பா வந்து ஷூட்டிங் ஸ்பாட்டுக்கு வந்திருப்பார். அதுதான் நான் வந்து நடித்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சீன். அவரை வந்து அப்படியே ஹாய் சொல்லிட்டு அவர் ரிசீவ் பண்ணுறது, அதுதான் நான் நடித்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சீன்.
காமெடி
ஸோ அந்த போர்ஷன் லைக் வென் யூ வெண்ட் ஆன் த செட், சி பிகாஸ் நம்ம அந்த படம் பண்ண போகிறோம்னு தெரியும், நம்ம வந்து இதெல்லாம் ஓகே ஆல் தீஸ் பீப்புள் ஆர் தேர் அப்படின்னு தெரியும். But there is still when somebody says role or action or something, that you have to do it. How was that?
So you said I look confident on screen. I have a big problem. The moment you say cut, I become very conscious. I say, did I do it right? Because in that moment I do it, but I say, did I do it right? Has it come out well? So obviously for the first shot that I did, I was alone in the frame. It was just me saying hi and just being, you go wait there, I'll come there. But the second shot, after first shot, I felt a little good. Okay. I mean, it kind of happened all in a flash, and for me, it was first time there was a lot of anxiety. When the director said, okay, I felt much better, much confident. But the second shot itself was me, Vishnu, Karnana, Mishkin sir. So in the second shot itself, my entire confidence was, it went like that. So I was like, oh God, I have to, what am I doing? And in the night, so somehow, because in that scene, my work is not as much, it's more heavily dependent with them. But in the night, later that night, we shot a scene with just me and Mishkin sir, just the two of us. And it's a very crucial scene for the
that
film.
Emotional scene where he tells him about love.
Yeah.
What love is.
Yeah. So that scene, I got so stuck that in the morning, I could see after the first shot, everyone on the set was looking at me, okay, this guy is confident, not bad. The same people in the night, everyone is looking at me like, when is he going to finish? It's time, why is it not coming? But it went for a long time because, I got stuck with a line. It was my day one. Already my confidence had taken a hit in the evening. So my confidence in the first day went like this, but my respect for actors went like this on day one itself. But I think that's a very important thing that happened because on the way back, I was pin drop silence in my car. There was no word. It was just everything was here. I came home. I didn't even talk to my parents when I said hi. Yeah, first day, fine. I went directly to my room and I just kept thinking the entire night about everything that had happened and every single thing that I could do better. And I kind of realized in the day 2, day 3, day 4 that I have to keep doing this every day. I have to keep coming back, thinking that what went wrong, what all went wrong. Even if I feel that today comparatively lesser things went wrong, I have to come back, think of it and think what I can do to improve them. Because that's the only way. You kind of, for me also, like I did an acting workshop in Adi Shakti, Pondicherry, which was a very good acting workshop, but it was directed for theatre, for like dramas. So this was an entirely new thing
But that
for me
also
to
teaches
learn.
you a lot about the body. You know how to use your body.
So
right?
like you said, for drama, everyone in the last row should also know if I'm turning, I have to turn like this. But if I have a close-in camera, I can just do this.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of things which I also kind of learned every day with experience. He was telling me these things. So all of this kind of was, I think it was important that it happened on the first day and not somewhere later, because I could just build from there.
Also, his advantage was he was working with Krishna, who's an actor himself.
Yeah.
So I tell him, I said, you're bloody very lucky. You got Krishna as your first director. He was able to extract, and he had a technique to it. So what he said was, sir, நான் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சொல்லுவேன், ருத்ரா நீ என்ன பண்ணணுமோ பண்ணு. அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் சொல்லுவேன் என்ன பண்ணணும்னு. அப்புறமா நான் சொல்லுவேன் ஓவரா பண்ணு. அப்புறமா சொல்லுவேன் கம்மியா பண்ணு. ஸோ எனக்கு மிக்ஸ் அண்ட் மேட்ச் பண்ணி எனக்கு என்ன வேணுமோ கிடைச்சிரும். ஆனால் ஹீ இஸ் கெட்டிங் லிட்டில் அன்கம்ஃபர்டபுள். எனக்கு எதுதான் ஓகே அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது எனக்கு தெரியாம மைண்ட்ல எது ஓகே நான் எது எடுப்பேன்னு. He was getting little confused. Then I told him, I said, listen, he is going through this technique. Since you're also first, he is also directing a full feature film first. It's not easy. So I said, just trust him, keep going. I'm seeing your footage every day. It's coming out decently well. But remember that acting is not easy.
But is this why, like idanala, because in the production you're overseeing every bit of it, did that take a hit on your own, like some maybe you like the time that you would spend on your film?
Yes, sir, it's taken. I told him, I said,
You really owe him.
Yeah, big time.
sir, I have not sat for any of my script sessions or dialogue sessions or rehearsal sessions or creatively. I have never been involved in any movie as much as I have been involved in Rudra's film, because also this reason was the story came from outside. So story I had traveled for almost 1.5 years. Krishna had just come to direct it.
Yeah.
So imagine the first time we meet, I am narrating a story to the director for 1 hour. So, you know, so I think, yes, it took a hit on me emotionally, mentally, because I was very responsible as a brother. Like you said, sir, I own it up. I own it up, and I wanted to tell my uncle that what you have done for my father, I will do it for your son, and I will not make sure it doesn't go wrong. How far right, sir, that we'll see once the public sees the movie. But I know I have not done wrong. That I'm confident about. That pressure was there, because if something would have gone wrong, if something goes wrong, we still have time. I hope it doesn't. If something goes wrong, I will be blamed for everything. He'll say, I just blindly listened to you. I did what you told me to. I acted in the script. So, you know, emotionally, it's a very heavy, it was very heavy for him. You're right. It took a hit on me.
Yeah.
No, but even if it goes right, all credit to him.
Yeah. But tell me one thing. There is a difference. Now, you're going to be seen as somebody who got a launch because you're an actor's brother. Now, in the South, நம்ம வந்து இவங்களோட பிரதரை லான்ச் பண்ணுறாங்க, சன்னை லான்ச் பண்ணுறாங்க. That is almost taken for granted. We don't even question it, right? But in the Hindi film industry, there is this big
Yes,
talk about
nepotism.
nepo kids and nepotism and all that kind of stuff. அது ஏன் நம்ம சவுத்தில் we kind of, we don't really talk much about it. As in it doesn't seem to be an issue. In fact, we look forward sometimes to, oh, இவங்களோட son varanga, daughter varanga, something like that. You know, that's...
I can only speak in regards to Rudra. Somewhere there is a genuinity in some of my films. So I have not seen any very big negative comment yet about Rudra. His launch as a... But you're saying that culture is there here.
Talking about the culture.
Which I was not thinking, because...
அந்த கல்ச்சர் இல்லைங்கிறேன்.
The culture of accepting people is here.
Is here, yeah.
Which actually I have not thought of. See, there will be flack. We have seen recently Vijay Sethupath's son is being unnecessarily, I feel very sad about it. And I don't think he deserves it. But there is a flack.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're welcoming also, sir. Once the movie comes out, if he's done a good job, our people will just lap it up.
Right.
And so far for Rudra, I have not seen much negativity. and also the trailer, teaser, the way we have presented it, there is a kind of pleasantness to it. But sir, what do you think? I want to ask you back. Have you thought about it? Yeah, inga accept பண்றாங்க.
I don't know. I think maybe because I accept na. I think see everybody ultimately stands by their quality as an audience perceive பண்ண quality because சில பேர் வந்து நடிச்சிட்டே இருக்காங்க பட் ஆடியன்ஸ் அக்செப்ட் பண்ணாம இருக்காங்க. சில பேர் வந்து லைக் உடனே ஆடியன்ஸ் அக்செப்டன்ஸ் கிடைச்சிரும். I think it's just the culture. That's all. I think you know maybe in the Bombay circles they talk about it. I don't know. That's why I was trying to get an understanding.
Correct, you're right. Even I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, because nepotism every industry la irukkuda. Like Telugu industry la irukku, Malayalam la irukku, idhula irukku. It's like you look at Fahad's a great actor, but he's also got a father who's a director. Like Prithviraj's father is an actor. You know,
I think I found out my answer, sir. Is it because we also encourage outsiders?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We encourage outsiders a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have made them very big stars also. So maybe that is the reason.
Maybe that's the reason, yeah.
Maybe
so there's a balance.
There is a balance.
Yeah.
So they're okay with it. They say, okay, நீங்க இதுக்கு ஒரு problem. வெளிய இருந்து வரவங்களும் நம்ம செலிப்ரேட் பண்றோம்ல.
Right.
So I think that is one of the reasons. Maybe they're okay
Actually,
with it.
you're right. Because we make a lot of very, very low budget films where you know, there's a lot of outside talent that comes.
Fresh talent. Exactly, sir. That is maybe that is the reason.
Maybe that's it.
And second, sir, we don't pull away opportunities. See, again, my thing is, according to me, nepotism is something wherein you pull away opportunities from others. Creating an opportunity for somebody is not nepotism.
Yeah.
But pulling away from someone who's more deserving is nepotism. And I think that is not happening here much. Because people, like you said, the budget is so drastically different from the smallest to the biggest. அவ்வளோ நமக்கு கேப்ஸ் இருக்கு, அவ்வளோ ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ அந்த புதுசாக வரவங்களுக்கு யாருமே எடுத்த உடனே நீங்கள் கொடுக்கல, எல்லாரும் இங்கேருந்து தான் கொடுக்குறோம், இங்கேருந்து தான். ஸோ அந்த I think it's balanced out.
It's balanced out. So, but all the best for your first film. One thing I wanted to comment. What is it? Ask you. How was it acting with Mithila? She's one of my favorite actors.
Oh, she's very sweet. She's very, very hardworking. So she has.
It was so impressive that her Tamil lip sync is amazing.
Perfect.
On spot.
Yes.
Like I was like, wow, that's like avlo effort.
It was very inspiring for me to watch her work actually, because she doesn't know the language, and since it's my first film, I have to work hard. You know, I have to keep reading the lines. She doesn't know the language. She already has 6-7 years of experience. She's coming from little things, and she has seen a lot of what cinema has to offer. And still here she's starting new. For every single shot she does minimum 50 to 100 times she's reading it, and then she's asking me, come, let's read lines, let's do it again and again and again, just so that she can get the lip sync right. So I think that was very inspiring for me to see that for every single shot she's still willing to put in that effort and not taking things for granted. That was kind of inspiring is the word for how it felt working with her.
Yeah. All the best, and I hope the film does well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks. Had a lovely time speaking to you. I'm not opened up. இந்த மாதிரி நான் யாரோடய ஓப்பன் அப் பண்ணதில்லை, பட் தேங்க்யூ ஃபார்.
But thank you for opening up also, because sometimes these shared stories create community.
Yes, sir. So I didn't want to speak anything wrong about anybody, but in case I have, I apologize.
I don't think you have.
No, I'm just saying because that is not my intention.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
டார்லிங் மொபைல் உலகின் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார்.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
பாரம்பரியமான சுவையான புது அறிமுகம் KTV True Value Jonathan.